I'm Van.
I'm Sori.
That's Sparky.
And Salty and Chip.
You already knew that because you're a patron. Okay. So it's been a running debate in the channel. Do we monetize song requests? Do we not monetize song requests? We did a dry, can you pass that water? We did a dry run of you know, a live request show and all that good jazz. And I mentioned that we're going to come up with a way for us to do it where my socialist inclinations are satisfied and my love for community and people, and Sori's
desire to be full-time as soon as possible.
AKA capitalism would be satisfied. So here's what we've got. We've got a system that I think I've never seen before on YouTube.
But
I think we completely invented this process, and I think you'll probably see more of these after this. That is going to, 1, encourage community, 2, reward patrons for being patrons, and 3, recognize people who've given a lot, while at the same time also recognize people who've given little. Okay, so without further ado, here's what we've got. Every week we do about 14 songs, right? Because we do 2 a day. And what we're going to do is we're going to open up once a week. It's going to be possible for patrons to get together and request a song. Now, how are we going to do this? Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to set the goal at 100 points, okay? So if your group can earn 100 points, the accumulated song request is going to be submitted, okay? So, for example, if I suggest, you know, Corn Blind or something, right? And I can accumulate, so I put that there, and under it, you accumulate 100 points. That week, it's a guarantee Corn Blind will be done, okay? Now, a person would say, how the hell do we accumulate these points? Here's how. We have a $1 tier.
right up here on the screen.
It's right on the screen. And we've got a $1 tier.
And we have a $5 tier.
A $10 tier.
$15 tier.
A $20 tier.
A $25 tier.
$50 tier.
And a $75 tier.
And yes, we have folks in all these tiers, right?
Ew.
Thank you to all of you. Okay, now, here's how we're going to divvy up the points. If you're in the $1 tier, you get
1 point.
If you're in the $5 tier,
you'll get 2 points.
That's double the point total. If you're in the $10 tier,
you get 4 points.
If you're in the $15 tier,
you will get 5 points.
The $20 tier,
6.
25.
8.
50.
16.
And for the big homie at 75,
25 points.
Okay.
So all these points are going to be piled in together. You can vote on a song.
Okay, so the weighting had to do with, you know, how many folks were in a given tier and the percentage of that given tier. Obviously, I can't get into all the details. Some of that is boring. I mean, for example, the first 2 tiers account for 80% of our constituency, right? So we couldn't give the $1 and the $5 people like 6 points because that would be a disaster. There's, for example, 132 of you in the $1 tier, okay? So what this is going to do is it's going to do a couple things. One, right now off the gate, if I was any of these folks, I would organize. I think the folks who are going to get their songs requested the most with this system are the folks who can organize the quickest.
And communicate. Yep, absolutely.
Yep. If you and we already talked, you know, in the thingamajiggy, it was already there. Somebody said, "Hey, if you're a, you know, whatever, if you're a $1 person, hit me up on Facebook."
Yeah.
So there's a community site on Patreon. Obviously, Facebook is a way. It wouldn't matter to me how we did it, but if it was me, like for example, if you're a $1 person, I would get everybody together and say, look guys, this is what I want, what does everybody want?
Yeah.
If everybody comes with their own separate requests, nobody's going to be able to accumulate points fast enough.
You gotta work together.
Right? So here's what's going to happen. Community. What I would do is I would say, okay, Corn Blind, and then when you get the voting, under it in the comment section, just say, 2 points here, 1 point here, because you already know
what tier you're on.
You know, 25 points. Somebody
Keep in mind, if you don't put the actual number that you have, and we catch it.
Right. If you say that you're at 25 points, which would mean that you're giving 75 a month, and you're really only a $1 person, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to go with threats and everything like that because it's like, you know, I'm assuming the best, right? But what I want to do is perfect this process, and once we've got this process perfected, we can branch out to bigger things than just song requests. Like, for example, an album request.
Right.
You know, make that 1,500 points. And we could find a way to whatever. I don't know. But I wanted to throw this out there. It's obviously subject to change, right? Based on our growth, based on our, you know, attrition and all the rest of it.
Just trial and error. We might try this and whatever. We gotta and any adjustments we have to make.
We want feedback from you guys. Is it fair? Is it not fair? Is there a big gaping hole? All the rest of that jazz, right?
So this video is getting released to our patrons, but it's also getting released to everybody else.
Release it to everybody, but obviously it's only pertinent to patrons right now.
That's who opinion we're looking for. Right? We're looking for the opinions of our patrons, correct?
Well,
or are we looking for the opinion of anybody?
I mean, we're posting it everywhere, but it's also posted on the Patreon page. And so in the comment section, we're looking at the opinions, right? So, like, obviously we can learn from anybody, but it's going to be most relevant to patrons. So here we are. That's the algorithm. We're gonna put the actual, you know, calculator or whatnot on the thing, and then once, you know, what I would, like I said, organization is the key here. We would just elect a leader, and I would say, okay, I want Corn Blind. Who's going to run point on this? Who's going to organize? Who's going to? I'd find a recruiter. And and then you start creating alliances, right? You go, okay, you're a 6-point person. Okay, boom, like this could really help us. Oh, this person's an 8-point person. I will say that Jeremy. Jeremy, you can say your last name. Jeremy's a 10-point person. He's between 25 and 50. So he's a 10-pointer. It's not on the algorithm, but I would start recruiting, right? Like, a $5 person would be, you know, a 5-point person is going to be extremely valuable, right? Like, so there's a whole lot of things. I love this because it encourages community, it encourages discussion, it encourages compromise. Okay, I'll pull back on mine this week. Next week you can have yours, all that good jazz.
All your points have to go to one. It goes to one vote.
Yeah, all your points go. I mean, and we're doing it once a week. And if nobody hits 100, then nobody wins. Right?
You gotta work together.
So you gotta work together, you gotta compromise, but you also gotta scheme and be strategic. And
it should be very interesting.
All that good jazz, right? We're also working on creating bonus points for a given request based on Twitter retweets, shares on Facebook, that type of thing, but we just don't want to create a ton of extra work. A lot of this stuff you guys can manage yourself because whoever you appoint, you can say, okay, boom, we're at 100, Vin, here you go, and then all we have to do is just validate. Okay, boom, they've got 100 points, we're good to go, let's make it happen. Right? A lot of this is, I want to make sure that the Patreon is worth your while. I know the vast majority of you like, we love what you guys do. We don't expect anything in return. You guys are incredible people for that. But we did want to give something else on there on a systematic way to make it worth your guys' while.
Plus, it's fun. It's like a game. I like it.
It is fun. It's like Survivor.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Like the scheming.
Yeah,
and
I think the whole thing is super exciting. I'm just like, but like the planner side of my head, I'm like, how's this going to work? Is this everything going to go this way? Like, because I want to make sure people get their points and stuff. But like, Vin came up with this idea, and I'm like, this is a really good idea. This is going to be fun, I think. And I think the stories that are going to come out from it, like, oh, this is how we band together. This is how we, like, we took down the other people.
And then figuring out how to leverage high point people. And a person might, you know, tell your friend, you know, if you're like 2 points off, and then the other group is like 2 points off, freaking get your friend to pledge. So anyway, we're really excited. We're happy. Look, if you're not a patron, that doesn't mean you don't request songs, right?
Yeah.
What this means is that
one of the 14 requests.
One of the 14 is guaranteed if your team wins.
Right.
Right? And your team, it doesn't mean just because you're a $1 patron, you're on a $1 team. The team is by the artist. So if a group like Korn, if you're a big Korn fan and you get people across tiers, you go, okay, we're Team Korn, we want this.
Yeah.
Then you get everybody together and find ways to communicate so that you can get 100 points.
Yep.
There's not one tier that can't accumulate 100 points pretty quickly. So there you go. All right, so that's the plan. Non-patrons, we love you, and your requests are what drives the channel. So everybody's request drives the channel.
Yep.
What this does, though, is it guarantees it, and it guarantees it in a span of time.
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
Does it start as soon as this publishes? Start talking? And we do next week as our first one?
So let's do Sunday to Sunday, and then do the Patreon...
yeah, Sunday to Sunday.
Sunday to Sunday, and then we do the Patreons on Monday.
Yep.
Okay.
Joel.
Sunday to Sunday, and then, so we'll do it Sunday to Sunday, and then patrons on Monday.
Yep.
Okay. All right, well, look at it, look it over, poke holes in it. We got a very, very smart crew of people. Look, guys, we're looking for feedback, right? And if it makes sense to us, we're open to change, but please keep in mind that this is something to be positive. Please, let's not.
Yeah.
We're trusting. We're trusting the community to turn this into something positive. Let's not turn it into something negative. Let's not turn it into the have-verts and have-nots. I feel like the breakdown is extremely fair.
Yeah.
We've got a bunch of super generous people who've asked us for nothing in return, and we don't want to take advantage of that. We want to give something even though they ask for nothing in return. And then we've got people who are, so it's just about, let's have fun with this. Let's not take this personal. Let's not turn this into something political. Let's have fun. And I truly believe that the most organizational minded group of people who communicate the most are going to be able to do well here no matter what tier they're in.
I agree.
It's all about organization, communication, your powers of persuasion, your ability to compromise, all that good jazz. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.